Enter. Well, hello there. Ashna said you would be coming by. Please, come in. Sit. Make yourself comfortable. Of course. Should you wish to have any refreshments, drinks, snacks, whatever the sort, just ask for one of my assistants and they will be happy to make it for you. Well, the option is always there for you. They all know of your arrival, so you don't need to worry about anything regarding security or protection. Should and when we inevitably have moments apart, you will have at least one person with you at all times. Well, while I don't exactly live in the same plane that you do, I know for a fact that my realm is nowhere near as safe and as soft and as sweet as yours. And as such, any guest that comes from above will be given at least one bodyguard to go with them anywhere and everywhere they choose to be, or where they're meant to go. Of course. Now, I'm not sure what Ashna said to you before you came down here, but do you have any idea as to why you're down here? You are not in hell, no. One may say that, yes. But I personally feel like purgatory isn't quite the correct term. It's the place where those who refuse to move forward get punished until they realize that it's time to move forward. I prefer to call my space the in-between. A form of void, but without being nothing. Exactly. I'm the nice version of purgatory. Indeed. So, cutting to the chase then, as they say. A large stack of paperwork was brought to my attention some few Earth days ago, otherwise known as moments or hours for us. I'm sure you have an idea as to what these papers are? Whatever has been happening down there, the mortals have been very, very trigger happy. It is, truly. I've never understood it. But that is human nature, isn't it? Pity. But you're not here for that. You're here to see my work. I see. You would like a little more of a detailed description? Very well. I'm more of a show don't tell type of sort. But I'll oblige. First, my realm, the in-between. You know of ghost stories, right? The tall tales where figures in white stand on the side of highways, begging for a ride, only to disappear and return to their former spot, asking once again for a ride by a stranger. And you've also heard of the ghosts possessing their homes, believing that they and they alone deserve to live in those lands. And what about the victims of horrifying events that leave them confused, disoriented, terrified? Where do you think it is that they go after they die? Perfect. You paid attention. You're right. They go nowhere. Which, in short-sightedness, could be decent. However, the world is not meant to be able to carry that many souls. And so we, my siblings and I, created the void, purgatory, the nothingness, the crossroads. There are multiple names for us and our place, but we are what we love to call the worlds between the worlds. You catch on quick. That or your memory is far more advanced in terms of post-life spirits than most others I've met. Indeed, our realm is meant for those who struggle to accept their mortality. We're also those that are called upon to help with those who feel like it is too easy to say no, let alone try and talk their way out of being what they are now. You'd be surprised how many people must go through us to get to where you are, or our brothers. But enough small talk. Let's talk about why you're here. It's not too often that an angel comes to our world, to our realm. But Ashna asked me very specifically that I show you around and show you what I and my kin do. I'm sure it was. We ourselves heard about what happened down on Earth. It was a tragedy, one that could have been avoided, and yet it wasn't. But our job is to be as accommodating and as fair as we can be, all things considered. So she did tell you. You did seem to be the inquisitive type, asking many questions. That is dangerous, you know, especially up there. Moving forward, For the next month, human month, you will be with me, and of course, bodyguards, traversing my realm and assisting lost spirits in finding their white light, in finding their next step to their afterlife. Either or, it's none of our concern. We do not pass judgment. That is not our job. My kin and I are simply guides, guardians, directors, and, in best of circumstances, a welcoming friend. In the most natural circumstances, an old friend. Because my realm delves with the kind ones. My kin, on the other hand, they're a little tougher. So, you will be coming with me, learning about how we operate, giving you insight as to how to deal with spirits that may be experiencing certain emotions when realizing that they are no longer on Earth. It's a very, very big deal, yes. And I think that's why she called me. She said that Michael showed up. It is true. I've never been one for the archangels myself, Gabriel and Raphael being the exception. But, my biases aside. Oh, in the next couple of days, most likely. We've been preparing a handful of new places for us to travel based on the stages of grief. Because alive or dead, one spirit will experience those steps, those stages, all the same. Indeed. But that's enough chatting. Your space of inhabitants will be out of my office doors and over to the right. Your name is on the door and it already knows your printing, your DNA, your essence. So that way, you and you alone can enter your room, unless it is me or one of my closer children. And even they most likely won't try to bother you. So you have nothing to worry about them. Oh, well, typically, we do not have time to, as you put it, breathe or take a moment. No, our job is much larger and way more involved than expected by many newcomers. And plus, you're in my realm, no longer in heaven. The people here are not nearly as sweet. And of course, you will be interacting with and assisting me in guiding many lost souls who display varying forms of emotion. Indeed it is. Now, I have more paperwork to do, believe it or not. But in the next few hours from now, once you're all settled in, come and find me. I will either be here or in the Void Gardens. And then I can give you a little talking through how we get our things done before we send ourselves out for our first mission with grief and loss. Fantastic. I'll see you soon then.